Okay, there we go.
All right, thank you so much. And just everyone hears everything good, right? Now we're good on tech. Ready to beam. Thank you so much, guys. I really want to thank everyone who has joined here today. Thank you for your time. We know you're very busy, but we prepare some good minutes of content to give you a lot of value for your businesses and the mindset and the conversations you've been having with C-Squared. So first, I wanted to thank you very dearly as well for the time and for the work that you guys do every day, and for giving us the opportunity today to grow the business together and have this conversation and this space to learn. My name is Manny. I'm Manny Giron. I'm a Facebook agency partner here in the Chicago team. And I would love to share a little bit about the background of what I do, the work that my team does here in the Chicago office. That is an office that manages exclusively the agencies across North America, and the work that we've been doing with C-Squared so far up to present day. A little bit about my background. I came very heavy from the Instagram market in LATAM. I'm originally from Guatemala City. So I started with the trends of Instagram and monetizing small, medium businesses across that region, when positioning the family with Facebook of apps and solutions, bring solutions to the in-market that scale to hundreds and thousands of accounts to provide long-term growth. With that background in mind, then Facebook spotted my work and what I was doing in LATAM and gave me an offer to come here to Chicago. So 2 years ago, I opened the team here, the agency team, and I joined with other 45 members who opened the Facebook agency team that will support the North America hub for independent agencies. And that's how we started and landed the org here in Chicago. And with that background, I was introduced to C-Squared to put a little bit more of color in our story, how we go back together. In 2017, I got an introduction to Cassidy, and I got them included, and we got included, and we started to work together as partners, as an agency partner. And he shared a lot about the franchisee business model that he focuses on and how they're growing businesses, across the region in the U.S. and Canada, bring solutions that scale through ad tech for the franchisee development business and market. Right? So to put a little bit of contrast in the work that we've done, I help from everything on the consulting side to optimization to thinking about innovative solutions on how do we solve for businesses' objectives for the numerous franchisee models that are coming to us, and even expanding to the B2C consumer segments, right? Because a lot of these franchises have different storefronts and you have different revenue targets that we need to hit to keep the business growing. So the scope of my role supports on all of that. And we've been able to grow the business pretty successfully. Actually, it has been a delight to be working with C-Squared and the team for the last 2 years almost. And to put some context on the numbers, from the day that we started to the present, we've increased the business of C-Squared by 300% year over year. And for all industry veterans that you guys know, that's an unprecedented growth in tech and in business verticals alike. Right, usually from the growth rates that we see, and we continue to scale and serve more and more advertisers with the umbrella that C-Squared has on both markets. To put more contrast in the number on the volume and breadth that C-Squared has under their belt, right now we're managing around 250 plus active accounts under the umbrella of C-Squared, and that represents a 2x growth from the day I started to work with these guys in 2017. So I'm definitely very excited. I'm very, very humble and thrilled for them to open me the door and making me part of their team, because I see C-Squared as an extension of Facebook, and that's how we work and treat and value our agencies very close. And I am very grateful that they see me as an extension of C-Squared as well, to continue and trust me with the partnership and growth that we've been able to do. So that's the impact we've been able to generate, and very thankful to have you guys in this webinar. I'll kick it off to Cody and Kaylee so they can continue to put more color on the work that they do directly, and I'll be here to answer some other questions throughout the presentation.
Yeah, thank you so much, Manny. Yeah, we definitely see you as part of the family. and really happy to be working with you. You bring so much value to the table, not to mention looks incredible in a swimsuit. I would never show you my Instagram, not quite the same. But we've done great things together. Really excited to get this chance to present alongside Facebook and kind of show you that relationship and how, utilizing the resources, the tech, all the advancements in social media to help you, with your business objective of growing your franchise system and finding the type of candidates that you're looking for to expand your brand. Just a couple data points. We started C-Square about 8 years ago. And from the time that we started, we've grown tremendously, as Manny mentioned. It's been really accelerated in the last few years, especially when we got to the threshold where we had this type of insight into Facebook and its suite of platforms. But just some aggregate data here. We've reached over 175 million people. Ads have been seen almost 500 million times and 1 million leads generated. And so now we're happy to kind of share with you how we go about utilizing this type of this technology and leveraging it to really focus in on your ideal audience and generate for you the type of leads that you're looking for and generating the conversations that you want. So we've developed here at C-Squared what we call the 4-point targeting method. And the lengths that we go to get you in front of that ideal higher propensity franchise buyer is what, we're really excited about, and again, with all of the insights and the support from Facebook and its teams of people, feel really strongly that there's really no other marketing vehicle that allows you to be so specific in terms of getting in front of that ideal audience, the people that in this case might be looking to get into business. Maybe they're multi-unit owners looking to expand their portfolio. And through leveraging 4 different advanced types of technology to make sure that we're delivering to a relevant audience, it's helped us tremendously increase the quality of the candidates coming through and helping to build your pipeline and, ultimately driving conversions, which we know what it's all about. Behavioral targeting is the first of the 4 points I'll talk about. Obviously there's a wealth of data on social media users out there. And so, having formulated how best to find what those markers are that tell us that maybe, these individuals are in the market for going into business for themselves and, going into franchising, that maybe have the right background or job titles for the type of individual that you're looking after. We go through some very complex formulating of behavioral audiences to, again, make sure that we're finding the right people. So based on, searches, things they subscribe to, people they follow, forums that they participate in, these are all points that we can utilize to help, pinpoint your ideal target audience. This lookalike technology is incredible. It's leveraging artificial intelligence and bot learning basically to say, if we can see, here's a group of people that engaged with your advertising, how do we find more people like them? What are the similarities there? So that, they can take a look at, thousands of data points and say, okay, here's how we can find other people like this, and basically clone and broaden out that audience to find, again, people that are engaging with your message, with your opportunity, and really strong technology that we utilize in all our campaigns. Pixel retargeting, you all probably had the scenario where you're about to purchase something online, may put it in your shopping cart and abandon that, and miraculously that one item is following you everywhere you go, stalking you like an ex-girlfriend. And pixel retargeting is real powerful in the fact that we can take traffic going to your site, so people that obviously are good brand ambassadors or familiar with your concepts, and utilize that audience to retarget to them to, again, discover what that market is looking like, and, how do we pull more value out of all of those things that you're doing to drive web traffic and SEO, the pixel retargeting being a great aspect of that. The last of the 4 points is custom audience building. We build a lot of custom audience by sourcing first-party data and putting together lists, again, that we can be, really zeroing in on the candidate that you're looking for. If people that attended a show is your ideal audience, or maybe you have a list of people that you've talked to in the past that you would like to see if you're ready to take the next step forward. Matching up, a list of contact information with their social media profiles so that we can market specifically to that group. And again, fine tune, who we're going after. So instead of just spraying marketing out to the masses and hope you find that diamond in the rough, that we can be smart about, getting, in front of the ideal candidates and generate the quality leads that you're looking for. I'll let Keita do some talking here now.
Yeah, so in addition to all of those targeting methods, we also know that the creative is so incredibly important on social, especially in today's day and age when we know that people's attention spans are fairly small, right? So you have to have ads that are engaging and vibrant, that do have some movement in them. You want someone to get excited about what they're seeing, click, and ultimately follow through as a conversion. So I know there has been a really big push for our clients to try to advance into the motion graphic space, where their ads have really seen a big improvement on the creative side. Manny, do you want to speak to that at all and kind of the changes you've seen in the ad styles?
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm unmuted now.
There you go.
I would love to share in contrast why does this matter is because Instagram stories and video are taking over the realm of digital for us, what digital represents for businesses, for users, for the history of Facebook, right? We started to work on this change with T-Square as soon as we started the partnership, right, to instill the value of video and what video would bring to the growth of the business. And this is a great representation to see how we've been able to serve numerous advertisers, verticals, and platforms by creating different motion graphics and data ideas. What does this mean for Facebook is that by 2020, 80% of all mobile data will be video. So average agencies like T-Square that are onboarding and working exclusively with Facebook as a Facebook marketing partner agency have these capabilities and have a cutting edge, bring more people into the market and continue to create the value.
Yeah. Absolutely, and we've added on some, a big portion of our design team really specializes in the video elements. So that's a big push for us, is trying to make sure that each client we sign on, they know the importance of video and the importance of just having really standout creative. So then the platforms that all of these, these ads display on, obviously a suite of platforms, Facebook, Instagram, and Messenger. In addition to those three, there's something called the Audience Network, which is a really key component for our clients. That means basically whether or not you are, let's say you're searching news or you're on a mobile app, maybe you're playing Words with Friends, something like that. Rest assured, these ads are going to find you. So it does work from outside of the platforms. It doesn't mean you have to be just scrolling from within Facebook or scrolling from within Instagram. These ads are able to find you on tens of thousands of different websites, mobile apps. So really wherever the user is spending their time, we're able to find them with your ad.
And then once we do, capture data, we want to, show you all of that. We set up a live reporting dashboard so that you can have insights into these campaigns. We can customize it so the metrics that you want to look at are there in front of you and easy to interpret. But we also obviously have a team here at C-Square that's diving into these analytics all the time and optimizing these campaigns to say, okay, maybe these ad designs aren't working as well as others, or maybe these regions of the countries are a little soft and we should, make some modifications and then adjust there. These are the types of things that, we live and breathe this data and are constantly monitoring it or pivoting, doing whatever's necessary so that these campaigns can produce the ultimate result for you. Another thing that we obviously know in the franchise development space that everyone has a CRM that they're using, and we've put together the integration so as we generate leads for you through these types of digital campaigns, that it's syncing straight into your CRM. So whether you're using a FranConnect or a Zoho or Salesforce, we'll put the pieces in place so that these leads are flowing in seamlessly, and you're not having to manually input them at the end of the day. And then something else that we developed here at C-Squared we're really proud of is an app called Notify. The one thing that we've learned over the years working so many different franchise development campaigns, or really any type of lead gen campaign digitally, is that the quicker you can get in touch with that person that's interested, the more likely you are to engage them and get them into your pipeline. And so with texting being as prevalent as it is, we set up this app called Notify that we really see as a communications tool that helps you in your efforts to contact these individuals that are expressing interest, that are raising their hand, and getting in touch with them as quick as possible. So through the Notify app, you can have a two-way texting conversation that's all organized, neatly time-stamped. You can assign leads to multiple users within it. You can set up automated responses. So maybe a lead comes in late at night or over the weekend, but you still want that touch point there and a link that maybe directs them to a calendar booking or, whatever message or, information you like to share with them immediately. These are the things that we can set up for you. Also workflows, which is basically a drip campaign, so that the app can almost work as a virtual lead qualifier as they continue to reach out to these folks through email and texting over a period of time, keeping your franchise opportunity in front of them. So maybe if the timing's right in month 2, you're still there, reaching out and in front of them, all easily done through the automations and the workflows that we can help you set up in the Notify app.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, Tina.
Yeah, no, you're good.
No, tell us about our case. You are on the picture.
I am in the picture right there, but
I didn't make the cut, so there's
maybe
that for you.
Maybe next time, Cody. But yeah, no, in addition to that, I mean, one of the huge selling points, I think, is our team. We come from, lots of great backgrounds in the marketing field, as well as, we've got Cody here, who actually is a franchisee, so he's kind of seen it on all fronts. But different than other agencies where you might feel like you get passed down to just one person, you really truly have a full team behind you. We've got a team of strategists that work with you, a team of graphic designers, we have coordinators, and we have what's called the client success specialist team, just watching that data and going through ad performance all day, every day. So, you really got a big team supporting you. In addition to that, obviously, our awesome relationship with Manny. And it's just great to have that resource, knowing that we've got someone on the inside that can take a look at things and, help us along the way.
One last thing I wanted to share here. We were recently featured in Facebook's Success Story section with one of our franchise development clients. They're called Wicked Good Cupcakes. They were actually on Shark Tank and struck a deal with Mr. Wonderful. But like a lot of you out there, probably struggled in terms of finding interested franchise buyers through portals and trade shows and a lot of the old school methods of generating leads. And after working with us, really figuring out who that ideal audience is, what that persona is that we should be going after, and putting together a targeted campaign to reach out to them, we saw an incredible increase in the amount of leads that were generated, lowering the cost per lead, increasing the contact rates, and just their overall reach of their brand. I mean, the ancillary benefit, too, of all of this is, yes, we build these campaigns in a way to generate the leads and the conversations that you want to have, but the amount of exposure for your brand in these markets on all of these popular platforms where people are spending all their time, obviously is a tremendous benefit and what you should be doing with your brand to get that awareness out there. So we're really proud to be featured in that, and you can find more information on it on our website. But yeah, we wanted to close out with that and let you all know that obviously we would love to have a conversation with you, or if we've been talking with you, to continue that conversation and talk about a customized plan that's there to meet your needs. Whether that's you want to sell 20 franchises this year or 200, or go after international master development deals. It's all possible, and I can tell you, you won't find anyone more expert in this platform and in the world of franchise development than we can, helping you in your efforts to accelerate your franchise growth this year. Since we have such a big room and I want to be cognizant of everyone's time, we're not going to open it up to questions here, but we do have some FAQs that come up a lot in our discussions that we'll go through here quickly. And then, of course, at the end of the presentation, we want you to book a time with us so we can take all your questions, offline and individually, talk about the things that you would like to. So, Katerly,
yeah. Absolutely. I'll start off. I know one of the biggest questions I think that we get here at C Squared, especially in the franchise development spaces, people want to know, are franchise buyers, are they really on Facebook? Are they really on these platforms? If I've got a really high investment model that I'm trying to find this franchise buyer, is that type of person hanging out on Facebook? Is that possible to find them there?
Yeah, well, I'm sure Manny would tell you everyone's on Facebook. So, yes, regardless who you're selling to. But, again, the beauty, like we displayed, it's not one singular platform that we're running off of here. Obviously, Facebook owns a lot of the biggest platforms out there, and, through the audience network and that ability to reach people in websites and mobile apps, wherever that demographic is spending their time, we can really get in front of you and cast a broad digital net. But we work with a lot of companies where the investment threshold is very high, even several $1 million to be a franchisee. And even in those instances, obviously, we're fine-tuning the targeting to go after the higher net worth individual, but have ways of making sure that it's the appropriate audience, that it's relevant, and we're finding them where they're spending their time in these platforms. And even in those. Even when it shrinks that total audience size and it's a niche group that we're going after, there really is no other marketing vehicle that can allow you to be as specific as this to find those ideal buyers you're looking for.
Mm-hmm. I think the other question we get a lot too is, can Facebook help us? Can C Squared help us in other verticals? So we have, a lot of people coming from the franchise development space, but again, then we've got the store level, those franchisees, Manny, that you were talking about, they're looking for, just trying to drive more traffic into their stores or just trying to sell a product. Is it possible that we can use this form of marketing for that vertical as well?
Yeah, well, again, we started C Square 8 years ago, and it began with helping the individual business owner with a local campaign, a campaign all designed to drive new business into a retail location. As you mentioned, I'm a franchisee of Rocky Mountain Chocolate Factory, and as a local owner, obviously your biggest challenge is how am I going to grow same store sales? How do I get new people to come in and pull them away from my competition? And we tried everything under the sun, Valpaks and Groupon and Living Social and billboards and radio and every traditional method you could think of, trying to quantify it and measurably see what type of impact it was having on our business. And when started using C Squared Social and seeing the power of, I can get in front of people living in the right proximity of my stores and, in front of them in these websites and or platforms, social platforms and websites, and deliver an offer in my case, to that call to action to give them a reason to come try me out and to, increase my customer counts. It was incredible, and it was measurable, and it's why I decided I had to come be a part of this here at C Square. And so we work with a lot of franchisees, helping their sales efforts and generating B2C campaigns, also staffing and recruiting on the HR front, finding the people that you want, e-commerce, different verticals that we're in. Obviously, franchise development a big part of that, but with there's technology out there where we can support on a number of different levels.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Absolutely. And if that's a question you guys have, just let us know. We can share, again, like a more customized plan for a B2C plan, whatever it might be. Just let us know. One question we've got, Manny, for you is maybe if you could share a little bit more about the power of Facebook Messenger.
Yeah. Absolutely. Can you hear me well?
Yeah, sound good.
Absolutely. So Messenger is a great point that you bring. Thanks so much, Shirley, because it's one of the product priorities for Facebook for this 2019, and especially as you guys think about the platforms that unify certain regions of the world. We have WhatsApp, right, for the ones that have family abroad and such, and that's a platform that unifies basically Europe and all the Latin markets. But here, as we're operating in the North America region, we have Messenger as the platform that's unifying the U.S. and Canada, right? The platform of choice, other from text message. So Messenger is a sweet spot where you can get very native and very one-on-one consumer communication to form meaningful relationships and get business outcomes for the verticals that you guys are serving, right? We can leverage the power of bots, which is something that we're working with C-Squared to develop as well for the clients, right? And something that Facebook is focusing as a broader scope. Have bots that can create experiences, can manage consumer selling models. You can upsell, you can generate leads, you can qualify people and answer comments, right? That are providing an additional boost and an additional scale to all of these businesses, right? So the combination of bots plus Messenger is enabling businesses of those scales and sizes to tailor their solutions and get more meaningful business outcomes at a faster pace. Mm-hmm. So it's definitely a channel of growth.
Great. Well, everyone, we wanted to say thank you again for taking the time. We'll try to run these a little bit more often, and we'll figure out the tech side and have everything in place like a fine oiled machine next time. But we've got this recorded. We'll have that in place to share with you. So if you want to get it back to your teams, and again, would love to talk to you individually. The best way to do that is to go to our csquaredsocial.com website. You'll be prompted when you're there to pick a time to chat with someone on our staff. We would love to learn about your business, your concept, what your goals are, and how we could assist in doing that for you. So thanks again for joining us. Manny, thank you so much. Manny the man.
Manny the
Appreciate
man.
it.
Thanks, Manny.
Everyone out there, have a great rest of the week. Take care.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, everyone.
Have a great week. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Bye.